Hey guys, all right, so you are doing for me right now, you are working on your S'mores for Smurf data, a lab, pre-lab. You have questions 1 through 8. Remember the requirement is that you have this done by the time you come to class the day of the lab. So let's go ahead and get done with this. My job is to give you the data to be able to get these answers. I'm not going to do the math for you, and I'm going to make you think about it. So just go ahead and kind of get started. All right, so some of you have told me you've never had a s'more before. So let's go ahead and talk about the ingredients of s'mores. The ingredients are our elements. Our first element is known as the graham cracker, and its chemical symbol is GC. All right. In the middle of the graham cracker, we have a second element. The second element is known as the marshmallow, and its chemical symbol is M. Little m. Please remember all of our element symbols on the periodic table start with a capital letter, and if they need a second one, it is a lowercase letter. All right, and then the last ingredient or the last material in there is chocolate. All right, and the element chocolate has a chemical symbol of CB. All right, so this is all presented to you up in number 1. There's really nothing you had to do there, but I just wanted to make sure you understand as I'm doing these things what I'm talking about. All right, so the lab tells you, pre-lab tells you to watch the YouTube video. Obviously, you're already doing that. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get you the data to be able to get the average atomic mass. You're going to calculate it of the graham cracker, the marshmallow, and the chocolate. All right, so that's what I'm going to do now. What I've done is I brought one of my balances home, and we know that when we take measurements, we never take just a single measurement. We have to take more than one. So your job is going to be to write down the data that I give you, and as you write down the data that I give you, then you're going to add it all up and you're going to calculate an average. I'm not going to do that for you, but I'm going to be writing it down at the same time so that I know what I have and you know what I have, and so we're hopefully going to have the same numbers. All right, so let's turn this baby on. Let me put the lid over it so that I can put my stuff on it without getting it messed, and we'll tear it out to go down to 0. All right, we're dealing with grams. All of these measurements are in 0.01 grams, which means your average has got to be in 0.01 grams. So let's do a graham cracker. All right, the first graham cracker is 3.86 grams. 3.86 grams. Now you can stop and start the video anytime you want to be able to get the data for yourself. Slower if you need to. All right, graham cracker number 2 is 3.66 grams. Graham cracker number 3 is 3.62 grams. Graham cracker number 4, 3.88 grams. And graham cracker number 5, 3.84 grams. So you have 5 graham crackers, and you're going to add them up and get a average. All right, let's do the marshmallow. All right, I only have 4 of those because I actually ate one, sorry. All right, so here's this one. This one is marshmallow number 1, 6.00. Number 2, ooh, that's a 6 big one, 6.74. I think I'm going to have to eat that one too. All right, number 3, 5.76. Number 4, 6.24. And I found another one. I got so many of these. It's 5.95. So you have 5 marshmallows, and you're going to add them up and get an average. And I'm going to eat the rest of this one. All right, now chocolate. First chocolate, 3.44. Second chocolate, 3.25. Third chocolate, 3.23. Fourth chocolate, 3.24. Fifth chocolate, 2.93. Okay, and I'm just going to leave this one here so that he can see it. So we got 5 of each. I've got 5 graham crackers, 5 marshmallows, and 5 chocolates. Your job is to pause the video and then go ahead and get your atomic masses, because you're going to need that for what's coming up next. Okay, so pause the video and then come back. Okay, so welcome back, guys. So at this point, guys, we've done this. We've got our, you hopefully have calculated your average atomic mass. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to determine the formulas of the ingredients. These are the elements. Okay, I got graham cracker, marshmallow, and chocolate. But the ingredients aren't just the elements. Just like we don't only deal with elements in chemical reactions, we deal with compounds. So when you actually consider the graham cracker, all right, it's not just one of these guys. What we actually use in the s'more is him. Okay, now hopefully you can get in there close enough to be able to see that this is more than one of these. All right, so I need you to come up with the formula for him, understanding that I am using more than one of the elements. Hopefully you can see the difference there. I need you to come up with the formula for your graham cracker square. All right, once you've done that, I want you to get its molar mass. You have the mass of him. As soon as you know the formula for him, you should be able to come up with the graham cracker mass, molar mass. Okay? All right, so then we're going to talk about the marshmallow, and we use 1 marshmallow. So we actually use the marshmallow in its elemental form, which basically says the formula of a marshmallow for used as an ingredient is the element itself. So that doesn't change. This one is going to change, and we're going to have to come up with something else. Let me get that better. We're going to have to come up with some other thing to make this a formula. All right? All right, and I've never met anybody at all who's ever only used that small amount of chocolate in their s'more. All right, normally what we do is we use one of these. Okay, this is what we use. Now, if you actually open this up, I've opened it up another one. So if you actually open this up, you're going to see this is what I have. And I'll bring this in closer so you can see it. All right, that's what I have. This is my element, and that's my compound. All right, so I need a formula for the chocolate, which basically means we're going to be adding a subscript. I think you can do this. This isn't hard. Once you have the formula for the chocolate, then I need to get the molar mass of the chocolate. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and let you pause the video for just a second, and by the time you get back, then we're going to actually have a s'more in front of you, and you're going to have to try to figure out the formula of a s'more and its molar mass. So pause, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you have a formula here and you have a formula here. We're going to put these all guys together, and we're going to come up with a s'more. So what is a s'more? You're going to use your ingredients, and you're going to use the way that this is put together, and you're going to come up with a formula for a s'more. These guys are, in essence, your GC and your CB are like polyatomic ions. What you're going to notice is that, oops, he broke. That's all right. I have, in fact, probably not, since I said that I don't want it to be broken. Let me change him out. All right, I have whatever the formula is here, 2 of them. So this is going to be in parentheses. He's going to be in parentheses over here because you took 2 of them to do it. There's your marshmallow and the chocolate. I need a formula for your s'more. And that, folks, is going to, when you get there and you're looking at that, you're going to put that down right down here. It says formula of the s'more right there. And then what I want you to do, and that's going to be put in that thing there. And then what I want you to do is, using the molar masses, calculate the molar mass of a s'more. With these and this and this, we stick it all together, and eventually somebody's going to enjoy eating it. And, well, yeah, it's just going to be yummy. Okay? All right. So that's this next part of this. I'm going to give you a minute or two, pause the thing, and when you get back, we'll get moving on to the next little bit. We're almost done with the massive amount of work, but this hasn't even been that hard. So I'm going to pause. All right, so folks, we just finished doing this. You should now have a formula for your graham cracker square. Of course, it was made up of 2 of the little bitty rectangles. The marshmallow was just the element, and then we had a snack-sized chocolate bar, and I think you should have been able to see that there were 4 little bitty chocolates in there. So come up with a formula that indicates what it looks like, and you should be able to calculate its molar mass. The graham cracker square and the chocolate are going to be considered polyatomics, and you know, if you have to use more than one of the polyatomics, you have to put it in parentheses. I showed you what the s'more looks like. One more time, just to make sure you have this down if you want to see it again. The s'more had 1, 2 of the graham crackers. It has 1 of the chocolate squares, and it has 1 marshmallow. So you have a formula for your s'more, and you're going to add all of these molar masses in the appropriate amounts to get this. Okay? So the next thing you're going to do for number 4 is, I just want an equation that represents a synthesis reaction. Ingredient 1, 2, 3, and the product, which is a regular size s'more. Question 5 talks about the law of conservation of mass. So what I want you to do is, I want you to actually consider whether or not the equation you wrote here. You've already got this. I should have paused and let you do this. I'm sorry. But does this equation that you've written actually uphold the law of conservation of mass? Yes or no? Simply yes or no. If your answer is yes, explain what you did to make sure that the law was adhered to, because you had to do something to the equation to make that happen. If your answer was no, it's not a problem, but you need to admit what you needed to do and then go do it. All right? Go do it. All right, so I'm going to pause and give you the opportunity to do that really fast. All right, welcome back. All right, so hopefully your balanced equation is represented here. We used our 3 ingredients. We had the graham cracker, the marshmallow, and the chocolate. And we have a formula here, and we have a formula here. This is the element. There's our s'more. So I'm hoping your balanced equation has at least 1 coefficient in front of 1 of the ingredients, because it needs to. All right, so in 6, what I'm asking you to do, and again, you've got the information here. It should be on your page, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit again, so you're not going to see it all. I want you to actually identify the mole ratios of graham cracker squares to marshmallow, graham cracker squares to the snack-sized chocolate bar, and marshmallow to the snack-sized chocolate bar. I'm not asking you to bring it over to here, okay? I just want to know of the reactants.